In the last town hall, we got the exciting announcement, everything that we needed to know about Riftwatchers. So everything that you need to know, the most important thing is that there's going to be 3 million total packs. The release date is September the 15th. There's going to be 43 cards in total, 13 common, 12 rare, 6 epics, which are going to be the summoners, and then 12 legendaries, and then of which 5 of them are going to be airdrops, which is not including the limited edition promo card. So the pricing of a pack is going to be $5 worth of SPS. So for that reason, I think the 3 million are going to go quite slowly, as well as 1 additional vouchers. Vouchers at the moment have shot up from about 0.4 to about 0.75, so nearly doubled in value. And I imagine vouchers will hit about $1, maybe just under $1 by the time of September the 15th, in which case we're going to be looking at $6 for a pack, which is going to be 3 times more expensive than Chaos Legion right now. So I can't imagine that all 3 million will be sold out, because that would be like buying 9 million packs of Chaos Legion right now. So I think it's going to be a slower mint than we expect, but let's see. Just like normal, if you buy in bulk, so 100 packs you get a 10%, 500 packs you get a 15%, and then 2,000 packs you get a 20% bonus. As mentioned above, there are going to be 43 cards. The main thing is with the airdrops is every 500,000 there'll be a new legendary monster that gets airdropped. But the first 500,000 basically get eligible, and that's going to be the pre-sale, and that's when you'll get a special legendary promo card. For every 50 packs purchased in the pre-sale, you're guaranteed a regular promo card, and then for every 1,000 packs you get the gold foil. So yeah, basically save your vouchers, save your SPS, get ready for September the 15th. And now let's get into the juicy part, which is going to be the summoners. So to begin with, we're going to start with Fernheart. You get +1 HP, which is very standard for Earth, as well as close range. So your archers can then attack from position 1. Next is Dragon. Dragon gets Phage, or Phase, which means that they can then dodge magic abilities just like you can with archers and melee attacks. Fire gets Enrage. I like the beard on her. I don't know why. I think it's pretty cool. Water gets Backstab. I don't know if it's called Backstab, but this is when if you dodge an enemy's attack, you then deal 2 damage to them. So it'll be really good with Water's quick moving melee and backline cards. So we're going to quickly take a look at those later. Death gets Cripple, which means that when they attack, they, as an addition, they also lose 1 HP. I think Cripple would be better if they lost 1 speed. That would probably be better, but we'll look at that later. And then Life gets Return Fire, so whenever they get attacked by an archer hit, they return some of the damage. And then it also gets +1 speed. So when you look at this, I'll tell you guys right now, Death is the worst with Cripple. Cripple is by far the worst ability, and for 4 mana, this I don't expect this card to ever be used, and Life is the most broken. So Return Fire would have been great by itself. +1 speed and Return Fire outdoes the rest of the cards and the rest of the abilities. The only other summoner that actually has 2 abilities is the Earth one, which is Fernheart. And Fernheart is basically just a better beta Earth summoner, which is Lila Nature. So I think the art is fantastic. I don't know how I feel about this. I've got to see how Phase does. There's going to be a lot of fun fire builds with Enrage. I think there'll even be a lot of water builds that are fun. The Death one is shit. The Life one is absolutely broken. This card is, unless they change it, this is the most strong 4 mana cost summoner in the game right now. It completely destroys all archers. It's such a good card. And yeah. So just off the top of my head, with cards like Fernheart, the cards that are going to matter the most, if we jump to cards, so if we look at cards, some cards that are going to be the most useful will definitely be the beta archer cards. So something like an Earth Elemental. This in position 2 for 3 mana that can heal itself, has lots of HP. It will have 8 HP and it can attack with close range. This will make it really strong. Spirit of the Forest, really strong. And then of course, if you can afford it, the neutral Untamed legendary Cornelius. Just monster HP, return fire, thorns, heal, and then you can make it attack in position 1 and give it 1 HP. I think cards like Cornelius, as well as the, what was it called? The Earth Elemental, those will just be your bread and butter. You'll then combo that with Spirit of the Forest, and then have cards, like you don't even need a Beatrix Ironhand anymore, which does have close range. You'll then just put a Metallica Headhunter, and then you can even have the, like a Hunter Jarlax, good HP, good damage, bad speed, but that's okay. And then you can even have like a Goblin Tower in the back. Like there's so many nice, like Earth was already built for archers, and as we've seen with the beta summoners, so you can already tell by beta summoners, it's literally like a Lorna nature. You've got the +1 HP, like this is very bread and butter. Earth is meant for HP. And then also Prince Rene just makes it good for archers. So I think he'll have no problems being a great summoner. He'll fit right in quite easily. But that's him done. When we look at Dragon and we look at Phase, let's find another. Like, I don't know. I don't see magic being that strong right now. I don't see it as being too much of a problem. But so this is what happens. This is when if an enemy misses the monster of the earth attack, you then deal 2 damage, which is called backfire. Backfire is the word that I was looking for. But I didn't see Phase as that strong, and I don't see magic as that strong anymore as it once was because of how much anti-magic there is in this game right now. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's okay. I still, off the top of my head, will prefer having a Quinx. I think Quinx is better with the minus archer, minus speed, and then you can just add in your own anti-magic cards. So I don't think she'll be that strong, but the artwork is amazing, and I'll test it more to see. When we look at fire, looking at Enrage, I think we have to go look at some of the big, strong, bulky boys. And obviously, so Enrage is that whenever you get attacked, it gets increased damage and speed. And it's really strong in Magnor because you get it with Trample and then Taunt, so he just naturally gets hit. So the card that I think of the most is that I really want to try it with either the Forgotten one, which has Retaliate, and then you can then get Enrage on that, or something like a Grum Fileblade, because then you can get the speed on these cards up, as well as they're just really big, strong tanks that have lots of HP. So I definitely think that there's a need for her. I think pairing her with a Grum will be really fun. So I definitely want to try that out more. But would I choose that over the Chaos Legion summoner like a Tarsa? Undecided. I still think Tarsa will be better, but I definitely think it'll be worth trying out and experimenting. So the water one, the main thing was when I thought of the water one is that there's not too many like quick water monsters. Obviously a Pellicle Bandit came to mind, but when it came to like front lines, I think an Oceanus will be the best. I think pairing Backfire on a Jin Oceanus will be great because you got the force field, you got the phase. So I just think he'll be good at dodging magic as well as melee. So I think like a Jin Oceanus will be your best bet. But when you look at main, like obviously this will be fantastic, like Phantom of the Abyss. But a lot of the front lines have pretty bad speed, like Frost Giant, Kraken's got 4, Diamond Shark has got 4, maybe a Serpent of the Eid. I think Serpent of the Eid this could be the best combo, and you just try that out and you test that out. And then your backline, it'll be great to have a water elemental. Like there's a lot of, like your backline is easy to protect because there's a lot of cards that have lots of speed as well as dodge in water. But for frontline, I couldn't think of too many. But now that I see Serpent of the Eid, I think this is my go-to. And then in position 2, I would have to, I want to put a Jhin. So I think water is going to be a lot of fun. I don't think it'll be too amazing, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. For death, cripple, I don't like it. But I will talk about it because it's my job. But yeah, to be honest, I don't particularly like it, but let's see. What am I thinking? There was that one card I wanted to show you and look at, which is this card. So cripple. So each time an enemy is hit by a monster with cripple, it loses 1 max HP. So it's good. It's essentially 1 extra damage. I do think cripple would be better if you took away 1 speed instead of 1 HP. It might be a bit broken, but I don't know. Try it out. I definitely recommend pairing it with magic because you guarantee to hit their HP. It's a lot harder for them to dodge unless they have phase. So try magic, death, and try and hit their backline and try and cripple them. The problem with that is that you have to hit them to take away an HP, but with death there's already 2 summoners that take away 1 HP from all of the minions at the start of the round, as well as take away damage or take away magic damage or melee damage, and then speed as well. So that's my issue. My issue is that the ability cripple is that if your minions hit them, you can take away 1 HP. There's already summoners that take away 1 HP from all of them, which kind of just defeats the point. So that's why everyone's clowning on this summoner right now. But you know what? You have to have bad summoners to have great ones. And this is the greatest summoner of the lot. It is absolutely broken. If you look at all of the other ones, the worst summoner in Chaos Legion by far is the General Sloan compared to these 4 bad boys as well. Like all of them, General Sloan is by far the worst. And this is the redemption arc by getting Return Fire plus 1 speed. It is everything that life desires and wants. It's just so strong. I think the obvious option is a Pellicle Conjurer. You can get Magic Reflect. You're going to have 6 speed. You're going to have Flying, which just is increased dodge. You're going to have Divine Shield, and you're going to have Return Fire. So for 2 mana, you're going to have an absolute monster. It is just going to be so strong, and so it's just going to be busted. There's no other ways to describe it. You almost need to have a Pellicle Conjurer in position 2 when you pair it with that. It is going to be so hard to kill that unit. It's just going to be so good. And life already has a lot of speed. Like, you can see that 4s and 3s are quite standard. Even looking at some of the Chaos Legion cards, I know that it's going to be such a good card. I cannot stress this enough. You're in for such a treat. Best card in the game. But yeah, that's my opinion, and I don't want to continue and drag this on too long. So let me know your thoughts in your comments down below.